Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities hit show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
You need to be doing it better and cleaner than the other guy. Now, what is it with you?
Live from the Twin Cities.
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash. You've been busted. You lost your qualifications as section leader 3 times. Put in hack twice by me. With a history of high-speed passes over 5 air-controlled towers and 1 admiral's daughter.
It's the Twin Cities hit show.
I gotta give you your dream shot. I'm gonna send you up against the best.
Let's get this hit show started.
It's Karaoke Monday.
Oh, yes. Do you have any tissue for my ears? Can you just grab that box right over there?
You have what?
Tissue for my ears?
Why?
They're bleeding.
For my singing?
Yeah. I'm adjusting my... There. See, that sounds Christmas.
Can you name the movie that are open? Borrowed.
I was just thinking to myself, I wish there were a guide every day so I could know. At first I was thinking it was The Great Santini, but then it came to me, of course, Top Gun.
Which, did you like Top Gun?
Not a lot, actually.
It was a bit overrated, but
cheesy.
it did well.
Oh, yeah.
They announced there will be a sequel.
Oh, good, because that would probably be better. that might be the first sequel in history that's better than the original.
I don't know. Godfather 2 was pretty good. Terminator 2 was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Top Gun, the sequel has been announced, and they say Maverick will be back, and they're saying that probably means Tom Cruise will be back, they're saying, in Top Gun 2.
I actually like that guy, and I think he'll do a great job. He's been
I wonder, because the Top Gun program is for kids, so now is he coming back as the instructor? Then they're going to have to find a way to get him in the plane again.
Oh, yeah.
53-year-old pilot? I don't know if that happens in the military, does it?
Flying on the wings and prayers of Scientology. Yeah, I bet it does.
Do they have pilots and jet planes that old?
Yeah, squadron leader dudes. You know, like the big lieutenant colonel guy?
You don't know.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Making that crap up.
What is the proper order of command? General, and then what?
General, and then colonel, and then major, and then captain, and then lieutenant.
And then lieutenant?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm a big fan of the movie, the book, The Great Santini. So I almost rented the movie, The Great Santini.
It's a good movie.
It looked really cheesy when I love Robert Duvall, but it looked just very Lifetime movie-ish.
Oh, no, it's darker than that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know the underlying theme.
It's one of Duvall's better iconic roles.
Okay.
Speaking of Hollywood, the box office over the weekend, Jurassic Park, go figure, still number 1, took in $54 million. So now in 3 weeks, it has made $500 million.
Oh, my God. And for kind of an average movie, if you ask me, that was good.
Did you see Jurassic World?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
You know.
It's hard to recreate those magical moments from the first one because we've all seen the dinosaurs now, and we kind of all know, okay, they're going to have to escape or we're not going to have a movie here.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's funny. I guess I didn't see that coming, but yeah, they escaped.
The T-Rex mano a mano at the end, though, was pretty Godzilla epic.
Yeah, that part was cool. And then they threw. I like at least the way they're killing off the characters that you knew were going to die are a little creative.
I didn't like how the Velociraptors, what are they,
Velociraptor, yeah.
Velociraptors became almost humanoid at the end, and they look at each other and kind of wink, yeah, I got your back.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, they're very loyal Velociraptors.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Ted 2, disappointing, only made $32 million. They thought even the worst case scenario thought it would make a near $50 million, but no, Ted 2, only $32 million, and I bet you that teddy bear is swearing up a storm.
Oh,
right now.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did. I did the review of it on WCCO every Friday morning.
Okay, so can you, without giving much up, tell us how much? Well, you can give it up.
Yeah, I've already done the review.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same old, same old. I laughed at a couple of sequences. One of them has Liam Neeson buying groceries in the grocery store, and he wants to make sure that He can buy it because he understands kicks are for kids. I'm not in trouble here if I buy this. Are you sure?
That's pretty good.
No one's going to come after me, are they?
That's really good, Rusty.
So he did his kicks are for kids buying
Yeah.
groceries. And the other one that you would appreciate, for a good time, the way the characters in Ted, Mark Wahlberg, and Ted go celebrate is they go out to the Improv and they throw out horrible suggestions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The crowd is like, give us a name. And they're like, Bill Cosby. And they're like, no, something else.
Oh, that's
They're
funny.
like, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
No. Give us an event, 9/11. They're like, no, something else. Ferguson. They're like, no, something else. Robin Williams at 9/11. They're
Okay.
like, I think we heard Starbuck. Nobody said Starbuck.
Oh, that's see, that's why I want to see that. I just think it's brilliant. I love the first one.
Well, that was one of the funnier.
The only bits.
I mean, it had a handful. There's a really gross out scene with involving a sperm bank trying to gross out the What About Mary scene, which is iconic with Cameron Diaz thinking it's hair gel.
Yeah.
But anyway. So Jurassic Park still wins. Ted, not so much. Tonight, I will be going to a screening. That's right, folks. He is officially back.
Are you going to the IMAX in Apple Valley?
Apple Valley,
Miss Shannon's thing.
Oh, she's
hosting it. Yeah. Yeah.
So is it, okay, well, unfortunately, she's not here to tell us all about it, but I will be there. She's hosting the screening tonight?
I was going to get tickets, but it's kind of falling apart on me. Yeah, I was going to maybe be there.
Why is it falling apart?
I'm running out of time on everything. So
7 o'clock is the start. It's invite only, and a lot of it, the handful of us are there to review it, but the other fortunate ones are ticket winners from like Go 96.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited because the trailers do look good. And it is fun to have Arnold back in this silly role. In fact, Arnold himself was surprised that he got offered one more shot at being the Terminator.
I was honored that I was offered the role again because we see in all the other franchises what happens. If it's Batman, they switch them out every 5.
I think he said Badman, not Batman.
7
Batman.
or 10 years. With the James Bond movies we have seen.
Oh, no, maybe he did say Batman. Yeah, he did say Batman because they were changing Batman characters. I got you, Arnold. I'm sorry. James Bond, they change out. Continue, Arnold.
How many James Bonds have we seen in the past, right? And how many villains have we seen in the past? So they always change. But here's Terminator. It doesn't change. I'm still the Terminator 30 years later. So that was really extraordinary. And I had a terrific time shooting this film because, again, it's like a combination of being the powerful machine that would destroy anything that would be in my way. But at the same time, I'm playing a protector. So it really depends on what mode I'm in and how I was programmed. So you will see a combination of things in this movie.
He's a good salesman. We should get him to sell 3rd Street
yeah. Well, I'm trying to get him in just
brewery
for
for
an
us.
interview maybe next month.
Good. Get him in.
Yeah, I might have to go to that tonight. I'm going to see what I can do.
It's got to be sold out now. Are you sure you can still get in?
I have one last ripcord I can pull to get those 2 tickets.
Well, good luck with that. I'm definitely going, Jennifer and I, because that'll be my review for WCCO every Friday morning. Did I mention that? Friday morning on midday.
And where can we see that?
WCCO is Channel 4 on your dial.
Okay, good. On the dial, yes.
As Barry Zavan, the weatherman, would say.
Yes,
he was fun last Friday. If you haven't checked out the Chart House show, which, by the way, we love going down to the Chart House in Lakeville. It's been a glorious summer, weather-wise, fun on the patio. We had the legendary Barry Zavan, the weatherman.
Bravely wearing white pants.
Let's see, at
his age.
Were you checking out his pants?
I was a little worried at his age.
Oh.
Yeah,
It was summer. He was all summered up.
Yeah, he was very summered up. Great stories. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to listen to that episode, he goes through a very interesting history. He's met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
And then the banter between him and Hesley was hilarious.
A little awkward and some tension.
Yes, which we love.
Yeah, that's on the page if you missed it, TwinCitiesHitshow.com. Well, you're listening right now.
Well, we hope you're listening. Are you listening? If you're listening, hold your hand up.
You're not listening. You're
I'm listening.
texting again.
My daughter.
Oh, all right. Yeah. She should be listening. No, wait, no, it's inappropriate for young years. Hey, they caught those escapees now over the weekend.
Well,
it started on Friday, and then
I love this story.
And then yesterday.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo declared the 23-day nightmare finally over.
23 days.
Isn't that unbelievable?
And now that we have Mr. Sweat, it gives us the opportunity to have some more questions and provide more facts on the overall situation.
First responders treated convicted killer David Sweat Sunday after he was shot twice in the back and taken into custody. New York State Police Sergeant Jay Cook is being hailed as a hero for capturing Sweat. Cook was on patrol by himself when he discovered Sweat walking beside the road. Police say Sweat was unarmed, but when confronted by Cook, he took off running. Cook gave chase.
At some point running across a field, he realized that Sweat was going to make it to a tree line and possibly could have disappeared. And he fired 2 shots from his service weapon.
Sweat.
In this case, no controversy, right? I mean, he's a killer.
Yeah.
He's on the lam.
Yep.
Even though he's unarmed, he's fleeing. Fire away.
Yeah, no, that's the standard. The standard is imminent threat of great bodily harm or death to another, and including if he escapes. I think you can prove that given this guy's track record and... Yeah, you're solid. That's why they put those armed guards in the towers and sniping away.
He was 1,000 feet from the Canadian border.
Was rushed to a medical center in Malone and later transferred to Albany Medical Center for treatment. On Friday, Sweat's fellow escapee, Richard Matt, was shot and killed in a confrontation with police. He had a shotgun. The 2 prisoners escaped Clinton Correctional Facility on June 6th in an elaborate plan that included stolen power tools and hacksaw blades hidden in frozen meat. 2 prison employees, Joyce Mitchell and Gene Palmer, are facing criminal charges. Michael Blaine is a former corrections officer at the prison.
We want to know everything that took place, the people involved, and if they assisted in any way, and we want the answers.
I think there's a lot more information to be coming out on this one.
I think so, too. They haven't even fully investigated what led to the escape, and they haven't released much on it. These guys got through 2-foot walls. 2-foot walls. That's impressive.
And they only ended up getting, the last guy was 30 miles away. Yeah. So they didn't get too far. But I have questions. I don't know if you've heard. The guy, the dude who got shot 3 times in the head. Mm-hmm. That's pretty specific. How do you hit the head target 3 times?
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's impressive marksmanship, I'd say. I was going to say.
Did they trick him into a selfie? Smile. Bam, bam, bam.
Perfect. I tell you what, these guys had it coming. They're both horrible people. And I could take some joy in that had Sweat lived out his life in prison, it was probably more, even though he hated it and obviously wanted to break out like anyone would, probably a lot more comfortable than being 23 days on the run without shoes, holding up, waiting for the next moment, and then getting shot. And if he lives, he'll be pooping in a bag for the rest of his life. He got shot in the gut, among other things. And I think that this is actually just desserts for this.
I don't think they enjoyed much of their freedom.
Yeah. He was. I guess they're saying that Sweat was probably drunk. So they were partying at least.
How did he get booze? I suppose.
Yeah, they had broken into some cabins and scavenged, and this actually came in, as I recall. I'm not looking at the story now, but came in. Someone discovered some suspicious activity at a cabin, and called it in.
Well, and now 3 ISIS terrorist attacks happening. They had in Kuwait, you had in France, and then this one in the vacation area of Tunisia.
The gunman, Saifuddin Rezgui, strolling on the beach, automatic weapon slung over his shoulder, beach toys and bystanders in the background. Cell phone video shot by a hotel employee shows that after Rezgui ran out of targets on the beach, he entered the hotel grounds to hunt for more victims. At the pool, more automatic gunfire. And the sound of something bigger. Risking his own life, the employee follows Rezgui to the beach. The staffer is heard saying he killed the people. And despite the fact the gunman is still armed, people begin to give chase. As he ran back towards the street, Tunisian security forces finally put his rampage to an end. But in his wake, bodies of victims lie everywhere. The beach, on the stairs, by the pool. ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack, calling the 24-year-old Tunisian student a soldier of the caliphate.
And a douchebag.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's just...
3 attacks, 3 continents, and this one in Tunisia is the most disturbing. And there's something sick in me, and I Googled the images. Don't do that.
Yeah, well, why'd you do that?
On the beach, people on the beach just doing their thing, and there they go. I can't even. And like 10 of them were Britons in Tunisia.
Yeah.
So I mean, and this disturbing beyond words.
Well, and then speaking of Britain, the gay pride over the weekend, they thought they saw ISIS in the crowd.
This just in to CNN, an unnerving sight today at a London gay pride celebration, an ISIS flag among a sea of rainbow colors. CNN International assignment editor spotted the flag and was able to snap these pictures. Joining me on the phone from London is CNN's international Lucy Paul and CNN national security analyst Peter Bergen. So, Lucy, I want you to start off explaining and describing
now,
what
for
you
folks
saw
who look
and
this
the
up,
reaction
the
to it.
flag kind of sort of has the look of an ISIS flag. Unfortunately, the images on the flag are not ISIS. They turn out being dildos and butt plugs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go figure. It's the gay pride parade.
I love how they, and we'll post this video to our page, but I love how they pan around, tearing the video apart. And obviously very, I don't know what it is, but it's gobbledygook. Yeah, that's gay pride gook. So,
They got other experts on to comment on it.
yeah.
And they still didn't. It took them hours for somebody finally went, people, pretty sure that's a butt plug and not
You know what this is?
not
This
any
is,
Islamic language.
this is proof of the overarching reach of ISIS. So they do the 3 attacks, and then they're at the gay pride parade in London.
By the way, I will never put a terrorist butt plug in, ever.
No, actually, they're very good. When they go off, it's very stimulating during the explosion.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephen Colbert rang in over the weekend because on Friday, right, is when when it broke, the Supreme Court saying, hey, it's now legal, folks, in the entire 50 states. Go ahead. Gay marriage is legal. Here's Colbert.
Hello, people watching this discreetly at work. Stephen Colbert here. Nice headphones. I'm here to say congratulations, gays. You now have the right to marry in all 50 states. So if you're a homosexual and living in North Dakota, all your problems are solved. Enjoy Dakota Pride Week. Wow. History moves fast. It's hard to believe that gay Americans achieved full constitutional personhood just 5 years after corporations did. Folks, I was so excited when I saw the news. Though at first I had the TV on mute and I thought they had legalized rainbows. Of course, not everyone's celebrating. My condolences to gays with commitment issues who are asking their partner if we can just please talk about this when I get home from work today. Also unhappy? 4 of the 9 Supreme Court justices. I'll let you guess which ones. Here's a hint. Gay bad.
Gay bad.
Yep.
Anyway, it's funny stuff.
Yeah, our in-studio guest is already here. I want to introduce her.
Oh,
Have
all
her
right.
chime in.
It's just direct, the 90 degrees segue. Go ahead.
No, because I wanted to jump in now. So, Alyssa Ebel, anytime, you just jump right in.
It's Alyssa Ebel.
Oh, sorry.
You're not even close.
It's the dumbest pronunciation of a name.
What
Isn't
a
it German?
Good try. It's a German name, yes.
Oh, I know that much.
And you're officially from the Minnesota Department of Tourism?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Explore Minnesota
I got
is
one
the
right.
official name of the Minnesota Office of Tourism.
Nice. Okay.
And 4th of July is upon us. Is it too late to go out and get a place to enjoy the fabulous summertime here in Minnesota?
No way. There is so much to explore in
Get right into that
There
one.
is so much to explore in Minnesota, every which way you travel in this state. And you know that there are more than 41 million Americans that are going to travel more than 50 miles this holiday season.
Yeah, gas prices are down. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going from Lakeville all the way to Burnsville for a fun weekend because I can afford it now. Well, I can't, but I have credit. So there's that.
Lakeville to Burnsville.
Yeah, no, oh my God, it's so beautiful in Burnsville.
You're
this time.
insane.
55337, yo.
Where's the number one spot, do you think, for 4th of July, Minnesota? I mean, you always hear about Brainerd is our,
You know, there isn't really a number one spot. Everything is number one in Minnesota. You're talking to the PR girl for the state's tourism office.
Woman.
It's all
Woman.
number one.
That's
in
not
number one.
PR
Misogynist.
spokeswoman.
Yeah.
It's all number one.
How do they describe Brainerd? It's like, isn't there a phrase about Brainerd?
The Brainerd Lakes area.
The Brainerd Lakes area, but I thought they had some sort of cachet on the Minnesota's vacation land or something. They have a whole group of lakes, more than any area, right?
Well, yeah, Paul Bunyan, yeah. So,
Paul
we'll just go Paul Bunyan, yeah.
Paul Bunyan's
Yeah.
from... Paul Bunyan owns Minnesota. Everybody likes to claim Paul Bunyan, but, really all of our lakes here, 11,842, they were created by Paul Bunyan and Babe.
Yeah.
Babe
See,
is
Big footprint.
Blue
not
Ox.
according to Snopes. Paul Bunyan is actually from Florida. He came up here in about 1720 on a canoe with Lewis and Clark and was deposited. It's right off Snopes.
What are you drinking this morning?
Hope. Coffee and hope. Please continue.
I think you're out of hope, actually.
I heard like a little... The whole conversation just went and gone. Please, Alyssa.
Do you happen to know how many statues there are of Paul Bunyan around Minnesota?
Oh, good question.
I don't know how many exact statues there are, but there are a lot in Minnesota. I work on
Brainerd has one.
I work up a lot of roundups with travel writers on these statues, and I know there's one in Akeley, there's one in Brainerd, there's one in Bemidji. Off the top of my head, I can't think where else.
And Paul Bunyan Land, that still exists?
Yes,
they
Paul Bunyan
relocated
Land.
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And can you still go in there and talk to Paul?
You can. It's right when you enter Paul Bunyan Land.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, as a kid. Yeah.
It's scary. He's big.
He talked back to me.
Yeah.
Still talks back to me.
I've never been there.
Really?
They host, and they do a really fun Halloween festival there too. We're not quite there yet, but
Yeah,
on 4th of July.
They put that scream mask on Paul Bunyan, and it's really cool.
No, they don't. Oh. You should go. It's very cheesy fun.
I'm challenging myself to try something new every month in Minnesota this summer.
What have you done so far?
So far, I have been, in June, I went to Red Wing, which was
Oh,
awesome.
sorry. Okay.
No, don't laugh. Red Wing is only 55 miles from the booming metropolis of Minneapolis. I live
They have
downtown
shoes
Minneapolis.
St. James. The St. James Hotel.
Yeah, I went to the St. James. I went to the Red Wing Shoe Factory. I went to the Red Wing Brewery, which was amazing. They have really good homemade pizza.
Yeah. Limestone down there is
Surprisingly.
beautiful along the river.
Yeah, the pottery. I went to Barn Bluff to hike. It was really, really fun.
There you go, folks. Have you ever considered going south instead of north for 4th of July?
Yeah.
You can go south. That's the thing. The cool thing about Minnesota is, yes, we have the Lake Splash Northwoods. I mean, we have really beautiful lakes just here in the metro area. But there are some good lakes down in the Twin Cities, too. Lake Pepin is really great.
It's where water skiing was invented.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
See?
Lake Okabena in Worthington area, they have windsurfing, and they have a wind regatta there every June. That was a couple weeks ago. But there's some good lakes in southern
But
Minnesota.
isn't it too late? 4th of July is 4 days away, 6 days away.
Nope, it is never too late in Minnesota.
Never
Just
too
go
late.
check out exploreminnesota.com.
Ah.
Plan your vacation
And
today.
they'll let you know where the availability
The
is.
cool thing about Explore Minnesota is we actually have these travel counselors on staff. You can call 888-VISIT-MN, and they can give you tips and tricks. They can even help plan your entire vacation. But I'm a millennial, so I do just fine going online, exploreminnesota.com, and you can find a wealth of resources there too.
Did you ever go down to Lanesboro?
I have not been there yet, but it is the B&B capital
Bed and
of
bread,
Minnesota.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My high school sweetheart opened a B&B there for a while. Yeah.
Years ago, I went down there with the mighty Channel 5, and I was it was over Memorial Weekend, and we were doing a thing about getting ready for Memorial Weekend. So I had left a cookout, got down there late. My photographer was already checked in, so I went to go check in, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, your colleague is already here," and I'm like, "Oh, don't we have separate rooms?" So I go in, and it's twilight. The sun has just set, and there's a fire in the fireplace, and he's asleep on the bed in red underwear, and I'm like, "Oh hell no!" I went down. Is there any other room? And she said, "No, but hold on, I know people." Put me in another. She went through a Rolodex. I don't know how many bed and breakfasts there are, but I went to a different one.
Oh.
Jeff is a nice guy. You know Jeff, the photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was not going to cuddle with him at a bed and breakfast.
Oh,
Just
I'd
not,
cuddle with him any
I
day.
mean,
Yeah.
I had no problem with gay pride, but
In the name of TV news, sleep with me. Have you used that line before, Rusty?
I just find it funny that Jeff said, oh, well, I guess this is what it is, and then made a fire, then went to sleep.
That is Jeff, as I know he is Mr. Make Lemonade. He does actually make a lemonade.
No. So Lanesboro, another option for you, bed and breakfast, though.
I have another question about the travel account. So you said call 1-800-VISIT-MN, or 888-VISIT-MN, and you talk to a travel counselor. What services will they provide other than, try this, try that, good luck?
They can give you tips and tricks on just different lodging opportunities and attractions in the area. They can really help you plan a full itinerary if you want that much help. And a lot of people do take advantage of that. But they can tell you, where some common places that might have availability left.
Okay.
They have a lot of resources. They know a lot of little fun facts about Minnesota that a lot of people don't know.
So they can't actually book the trip for you, but they'll kind of do what they can to get you.
They do what they can to
close.
get you very, very close. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's a really cool resource.
Yeah.
That I did not know about.
Yeah.
And of course, anytime you do
and
anything,
it's free. That's the best thing. It's free.
Yeah. You were talking my language right there. Does it pay me? Because then I'm definitely, if it pays me, I will call. In fact, I'm calling right now.
You're probably just going to Facebook message me.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yep.
I think a lot of folks that don't own cabins, this is a weekend to go camping. Now, quite often, those campsites fill up right away. But the website will say, here's the campsite that has openings.
There are, even last week, there were a couple campsites open. I was helping a travel writer book a campsite, show him the way to book a campsite in Voyageurs National Park. And last week, there were still a couple openings even.
Whoa.
So,
very cool.
But, that might not last very long. It's beautiful in Minnesota right now. The weather has been seasonably warm. So I think people are definitely eager to get out and explore the state.
I can't believe, it seems to me like just yesterday it was the fishing opener, and now it's 4th of July.
I can't believe it. It's going way too fast.
How has business been for tourism in Minnesota?
It's been really, it's been good. I don't know specific stats, but we were just talking about that the other day, because the weather has been so seasonably warm that I think it's inspiring travelers to get out and explore the state. We have that campaign hashtag that you've heard of, Only in MN. We have nearly 150,000 uses to date since we launched it, and we monitor that hashtag all day, every day. And it's so inspiring to see all of the people out there exploring Minnesota this summer. And that's kind of how we monitor, what people are doing. And that's how we know people are traveling. They're out there posting their pictures using that hashtag. But summer in Minnesota accounts for 30% of travel expenditures. So this is a big business.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the tough questions because we're a hard-hitting show
boy.
here. So on those hashtags, have we gotten the Obama-like ones, the inappropriate ones? Because you go in and check them. Have people say, oh, here's a picture of something nasty. Only in MN?
No, we don't have any major hijackers for the hashtag, not
Good,
yet.
good.
So don't encourage it.
Yeah. No, God, no. I'm absolutely against that.
Only in Minnesota can go, or hashtag Only in MN can go a lot of ways, really. When we first started the campaign, the hashtag was used both positively and sometimes negatively, like if it was a really cold day and someone got stuck in the south. Yeah, only in MN, So we decided to kind of hijack it ourselves and overshadow all of those little negative tidbits with the positive, all these great, unique things you can find only in our state.
Cool.
We're going to take a break, and you're going to stick around, though, right?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to talk more about Minnesota. I'm going to ask a couple of tough questions myself. I want to know what the mosquito crop is this year. How are we on the mosquito scale? We'll find that out maybe when we get back.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The term foodie can sometimes come across as a tickle pretentious. BT and Lydia are here to demystify the term and reclaim it for the sake of good food. Their weekly podcast brings in fellow foodies and culture creators from the Twin Cities to talk about all things food. Find this duo only on the Alive and Social Network.
It's been a Twin Cities food legend for almost 30 years. It's been the anchor for the Minneapolis warehouse district since it opened. And you may not know that the Loon Cafe can provide their outstanding creations and much, much more for your gathering, whether it's a private party or corporate event. For custom catering beyond the menu, contact the Loon Cafe. They'll create foods that will amaze your guests. Leave the cooking to someone else. Contact Brian at the Loon Cafe for your catering needs. Call 612-332-8342 or visit looncafe.com.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it fast 3 times. We just dare you.
Approving your selfie photo?
Beautiful. Only in MN. Can you find Alyssa Ebel?
Ebel. It's Abel. You're totally mispronunciating that.
We are having, we're ready. No, we're not ready. But 4th of July is happening next weekend. And the Minnesota summers seem so short. They go by so fast. So you do got to take advantage of it and get out there. And for those of you, and I was feeling like that, well, I messed up. It's too late. There's no, I missed out on going someplace fun in Minnesota. It's all booked up. You're saying
it's not. It is not all booked
over.
up. There's so much to see and do in this state. You can find something just about every which way you want to go.
Well, of course, we have the huge legendary resorts, your Breezy Point, your Maddens, and all that. Do we know if they have any openings?
You are just covering one small area of our state, and those are beautiful, beautiful resorts. And I don't know. I actually don't talk to the lodging property owners on a daily basis.
Well, maybe you should.
But next time I will give everyone a call. But it's definitely worth a call.
What about White Eagle?
But the best way to find out if there are openings, if you want to go to a specific area, is call the local Convention and Visitors Bureau and see if they can help out.
Yeah.
Chuck and I can recommend White Eagle up in Lake Vermilion.
Yeah. Their barn dance was awesome.
They have a barn dance every Thursday.
Oh, it's every Thursday?
Yeah.
Why are we not back up there?
Yeah.
The barn wasn't quite a barn.
Yeah. Well, I think the restraining order probably limits how many feet we can be from the barn
The
dance.
views from that resort were gorgeous, right out of a postcard. That's the way Lake Vermilion
Lake Vermilion is beautiful. They have it's a fun place to celebrate the 4th of July.
Okay, now some hard-hitting questions about you. I'm gonna go with the tough questions. Okay, so when you applied for this job, now I happen to know that you're from up north, and you hide your accent well, but you have the accent. Would they have hired you if you talked like a regular American?
I don't think so. They tested me on my accent. They did.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Canadian border.
Yeah. So what they do is they welcome you. Here's your resume. You match all our qualifications. I'm going to point to an object and I want you to name it. What is that? And Alyssa said, "Oh, that's a boat." Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. What are these? Those are boots. Okay,
I'm going home for a whole week.
Oh,
you guys should have chatted with me next week. I will catch the accent again after a whole week home.
You just did. You slipped into like a Canadian border accent. Say accent again.
Which town?
I'm from, I grew up about 35 miles south of International Falls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. One of my favorite vacations was renting a houseboat up there on both Rainy Lake and Lake of the Woods.
Lake of the Woods has houseboats on the Canadian side. Rainy Lake has a houseboat operation, Rainy Lake Houseboats. Beautiful operation. There's another operation on the central entrance of Voyageurs National Park, which happens to be Ebel's Voyager Houseboats. That would be my
family promotion.
Just trying to be equal here. Voyager Houseboats on Crane Lake, and then there's Northern Air as well on Rainy Lake. So 2 on Rainy Lake, 1 on the central entrance to the national park in Cab-Togama and Namakan area, and then 1 on Crane Lake.
Here's the deal. We should. Your dad or mom?
My mother and father. Yes.
They must have a great accent.
They do. They have
Let's
a really
Skype
good
them
one.
right now. I want to hear the accent. Let's call them.
They're not available.
Yeah. That's it. Call someone from up there.
I think you should give us a discount on a houseboat, and we should do a broadcast from the boat.
That's
from the boat.
They never found that houseboat that he rented during that trip.
Hashtag I'm on a boat.
That'd be a good Labor Day broadcast, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The end of the summer.
Yeah.
So where, if people just want to see kick-ass fireworks,
You know what?
Offhand, do you know?
That's funny. Offhand, I have some notes right in front of me here. Independence Day this year, we know it falls on a Saturday, which is awesome. So a lot of people
is it awesome? Because people want time off work, and now you're like, dang it.
I think a lot of people get their PTO on Friday or their holiday on Friday.
I get PTSD on Saturdays.
Okay. All right.
So I know what you mean.
That's what I'm thinking. A lot of
Okay.
people get their paid holiday
You
on
might be right.
Friday,
You
so
might
it's
be
a
right.
long weekend. So it's a great weekend to get out. You can see sparkles statewide. There's things going on. Look at this. I've got like 20 bullet points of places you can see fireworks. I'm not going to name them all. We'd be here all day. But one here close to home, if you're staying in the Twin Cities or if you want to travel to the Twin Cities area, it's a Delano 4th of July celebration. It's actually one of the oldest and largest in the state. It's been
Their parade is huge.
Yeah.
Is that? I've been to Delano to see there. Is that same area roughly? Okay.
The town it's a little town of 5,000 people, and it literally swells to 30,000 people. It's like a 4-day. It's kind of their city festival too. It's not just 4th of July, but there's a little craft beer sampling. There's sports tournaments, 5Ks. Fireworks parades. I think they have a pageant. Just a ton of stuff.
And like a little carnival with the Ferris wheel and all that stuff.
Yeah, a carnival, yes.
And the
That's a
parade
big
is
part.
huge. People like stock out their spot along the road, a day and a half before the parade. I've seen that parade.
Yeah, but that's just, that's the one. There's one up in Duluth, right in the Bayfront Park area. St. Peter has a really good one. Baudette.
Baudette up there, up by where you grew up. Oh, you've been to Baudette.
Did you rent it? No, I bought it.
It's a really good one.
Pan of Prague.
But-
We were in Chart House last Thursday, and the mayor of Lakeville is promoting
did that
Pan of
already
Prague.
happen? It's coming up.
Like a
yeah,
10-12 day.
Yeah, that's
adventure.
really fun. I've done that before.
Have you?
Yep.
And I used to be the guy in charge of the police detail for Summerfest in Bloomington, and they have some amazing fireworks over Mount Normandale Lake. Or Normandale Lake, I guess they call it. But, man, that's a great show over here.
What did you call it? Mount Normandale?
Well, it's right at Mount Normandale Drive is the street it's near. So, yeah.
There's
Normandale
no
Lake.
mountain down there.
Yeah, well, they call Mount Normandale Lake Drive is the street on the south side of it.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of grandiose person drunkenly named that Mount?
Mayor Winstead.
There's no mountain down there.
I don't know.
Driving down to Jennifer's in-laws, heading down to Wyndham.
Oh, let's go there.
There's a place that's called Mountain Lake Park, and there's no lake or mountain. I'm like, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's hyperbole.
Where are you guys going for the 4th of July?
I don't know.
Houseboat? Your parents' place?
Yeah. I'm going to stay in my room and cry, I think. It seems fitting.
We will go down to, and I love the tradition that Excelsior has. They make an all-day thing. Their park is a wonderful peninsula. It's almost like walking back into a Happy Days movie set because the town of Excelsior has a 1950s kind of vibe to it, and it's right there on the lake.
I love Excelsior.
Yeah, it really feels like an old, small town, even though,
Everything's just right there. You can get so many photo ops in like 15 seconds. You turn one way, you get the lake look. You turn the other way, you get the main street. It's awesome.
You turn the other way, you get a selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah. With T-Rex arms.
They have the fantastic Doc Cinema Theaters, soon to be a sponsor of the Rusty Gatenby Review.
Oh, boy.
Right next to Lagos Tacos, also partnering up with the Rusty Gatenby Review.
Sorry, Rusty, I couldn't hear you. At a Thirsty Brewery.
Lagos Tacos
beer
is very nice, by the way.
I-
If you've never been there, it's right there on Main Street next to Doc Cinema.
I love Lagos tacos.
See, there you go.
I do.
I'm on a diet. I don't eat tacos.
So the deal is you can go down there at noon and spend all day, and then the fireworks go off at dusk. Can you go down the tourism page? I wonder if they have the Lucas Oil Air Show again this year. For the last 2 years, they've had it at Excelsior.
How do I navigate your site here, Alyssa? I'm already on it.
I wonder if...
Go to events.
Okay, there we go.
They may not have Excelsior specific
Well, and
events.
just keep in mind, a lot of our events on Explore, we do our best
Oh, wait.
to
Garrison
get...
Keeler's doing something? And the 4th?
Our events are self-uploaded,
There's Excelsior.
so the organization should upload their event.
Yeah,
details.
it's
Yep.
we can't do it all here at Explore
Can't
Minnesota.
do it all.
Do your thing.
So they've got you can run if you want, and there's a parade, and then you went over. There were.
Do you know Ann, by the way, the Minnesota expert since 2003? Her picture.
I do know Ann.
Prominently
Yes,
promoted. On
I
your
do.
website.
Click on more.
Okay. There's nothing. It doesn't. That more. Sorry.
Fireworks. Does it say anything about the Lucas Oil Air Show?
Yes. Michael Wiskets and the Lucas Oil Air Show
There you
will
go.
thrill the crowd again
Thank
with
you.
aviation acrobatics.
And it is incredible. So, yeah, there you go. You can go down there to Excelsior. When you look for me, I'll be the guy with the red hair. You can start off with a fun run, the Firecracker Run, 1 mile, 5K, 10K. Then they do have the parade. And then that park is just filled with music and food and blah, blah, blah.
I have a
small town fun.
Very
Follow-up
quintessential
question.
4th of July celebration.
Quintessential. Good word for
Yeah.
someone from up north.
Mhm.
That's good. Nah, kidding. She's educated and stuff.
You know what you also should do before we leave the Lucas Oil? Go to the RustyGameReview.com and look at what we did last year. We had 5 cameras. I hopped in one of these stunt planes, and I did the loop-de-loop and all
You
that
did?
stuff. And I get motion sickness, and I'm afraid of heights. So, but I did it. Damn it. I did it. I did not throw up. Oh, you're going to my website? Click on the RustyGameReview.com. And so it'll obviously be, it's in the video part. It's from a year ago, so you'll have to go way down. Look, there's the story you and I did, Chuck.
Oh, that's so cute.
Go see me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Anyway, yeah, I love the 4th of July.
I do too. I love it.
It's kind of sad because it's a signal that, hey, summer's half over. That's how it feels.
But there's
What a
so
pessimist.
much to look forward to in July.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
Scroll all the way down. Go all the way down. I want Alyssa to see me spinning in an
I think I've
airplane.
actually seen this.
Oh, you have? There's Halloween. There's Mike Binkley.
You put too much
there's-
crap on here.
There
I'm
it is,
overwhelmed.
Becca. Click on one of them. Look at that.
Which one do you
point.
want to see, Alyssa? Oh, they're both the same.
Very cool.
So that will be barnstorming over Lake Minnetonka this 4th of July. Anyway.
It's very nice.
What
Love
else would
it.
you recommend?
I want, I really...
The Aquatennial is going to be gearing up
That's
soon.
right. The Aquatennial, the Basilica Block Party down here in the Twin Cities.
That's the following weekend, right? The
right
weekend
after the 4th.
of
Yep,
July.
they have a really great lineup that weekend, and the Aquatennial is later in July. That's a 10-day festival. Don't quote me on that. But just
the 10 best days of summer, isn't it?
yes, there's a lot going on in the Minneapolis area. I don't have a list of festivals all over the state in my head all the time, but I encourage you to go to ExploreMinnesota.com and get out there and try something new. Like we talked about earlier, gas prices are low. It's a great excuse to get out and explore the state. I really can't encourage people enough to try something new. There's something new in this state that I guarantee someone has not tried.
Do you have an example of something new?
I just up until the last couple years, I had never been to a brewery. Or a distillery. I still haven't done that yet.
There aren't a lot of them.
We have about, I think
It's
we're
been a
approaching
trend, though.
Yeah.
7 or 8. It's becoming a big trend in the nation, and Minnesota is kind of tagging along. Just our craft beverage industry in general is really on the rise here. So that is something I'm going to try this summer, is a distillery.
Oh, good call.
Third Street Brewery is
Yeah,
one of
Third Street
the
Brewery.
top-notch ones
It is
in the
amazing.
state and region, and I believe the world.
Yeah, try their
And a
their cream
sponsor.
ale. Their cream ale is quite tasty. I'll tell you, I finally saw in the news that a craft brewery place is closing because of market saturation. I forgot who the guy is. He's like, there's just too many. I can't stay in business.
Why do you always have to bring the conversation down?
That's my personality. And I wanted to hit you up.
Let's bring it to biking then.
Oh, biking's fun.
Because we're not getting there's
Hey,
no trails
if
going away. We have
someone-
more than 4,000 miles
Ooh,
of
look at
paved
you.
trails here.
If someone wanted to water balloon a pedal pub, where would one go?
Yeah, there's
not
one
encourage
laying on
that.
its side on the Hennepin Avenue Bridge, I heard.
Are they adding more biking trails? I know we are considered top in the nation
We
with
are
biking.
top in the world. We've been recently ranked. I cannot remember the source, but we have been ranked among the top biking destinations in the world.
Wow.
Yes, Minneapolis. Minnesota has the top 2 bike-friendly state, though, according to the American League of Bicyclists.
Who's number 1? We're going after. You don't need to answer the question. I just want a strategy. What can we do to take them out. I don't know if we can.
I should know this,
Yeah.
but
No.
I know that we are number 2. That's a great question.
We need a better defense. I'm going to hit Dayton up. His.
We're working on it, though. Have you ever heard of Pedal Minnesota? It's a statewide initiative to promote Minnesota as a bike-friendly destination. You can find it at ExploreMinnesota.com.
Look at you. This is, wow. This is good.
It's a coalition of a bunch of state agencies, including Minnesota, as well as Health Partners is actually one of our sponsors. The National Park Service is part of the mission, and the Department of Health, Transportation. A lot of different organizations have teamed up to really promote biking in Minnesota.
That's pretty cool. I need a better bike. Can you help me with that?
I think the boys at Penn Cycle can help you with that.
Look at you. Are they somehow involved? Is that where you get your bikes?
I get mine fixed there. Yeah, they recently called me a weekend warrior.
Really?
That's like a
it's an insult,
leisurely
I think.
biker, I think. And I am no
Where do you
longer.
bike? Yeah.
I live downtown Minneapolis, so I challenged, after they told me that I was a weekend warrior, I challenged myself to commute to an appointment, 8 miles.
Oh, that's...
I locked up my bike just like a commuter would, and
you walked in sweaty. You're like,
yep. I'm a biker, and
this
I'm
is
here.
me in spandex, but I'm professional.
From Minnetonka, I bike to the Target Field.
That's awesome.
So it's about an hour one way.
Great
because he
workout.
doesn't have a license or insurance.
Great
That's not
workout.
true. I was planning on doing that today, but it sounds like Chuck might need me to.
I thought about doing it today here too. I live right off of LaSalle as well, and I thought, this is a straight shot down here, and it was
I hear Blue and White Cab will pick you up and drive you places.
Yeah, they will. If you can pre-schedule that and
through your app.
Through your app.
They are also a sponsor.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, Rusty.
We're glad to have them sponsor our show.
Can I have a sip of your 3rd Street brew right now that you're holding in your hand conveniently with the label facing the camera?
Is this the Trout, or is this what is this?
This is the cream ale as well, because it's the only name I can remember off the top of my head. It's not even the one I drink of theirs.
It's still illegal to drink and ride your bike, right?
If you're over the legal limit, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And Alyssa and the state of Minnesota do support safe biking at all times.
We absolutely do.
The Twin Cities Hit Show does not endorse.
Which, if you're heading out there and hitting the road, did you know that this was happening? Listen to this.
If you're heading out on the highway this morning, buckle up for change. Indiana is the latest state to begin penalizing drivers for holding up traffic in the left lane.
Yay.
When its new law begins next month, drivers could get tickets for as much as $500.
Is that true here in Minnesota?
No. And it's fun. If you've been to Europe, my British friends are like, you people do not know how to use... They use the right lane, but you people do not know how to use the passing lane. Literally, you pass, you get back in. People don't get it. And now that I'm not a cop, I'm an aggressive tailgater.
Plus,
so get out of my way.
They don't also get how to merge.
No.
Lane closed, 1 mile ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you zipper effective, baby.
Oh, they get mad. They flip you off with the zipper effect.
Then the occasional road cowboys decide they're going to take it on themselves to block that lane and not let you go. And it's like, get out of my way. You can sit in this backup for a mile if you want. I'm going to go up in zipper effect.
I used to
Which,
be...
for people who don't know, it's first you go, then I go, then you go, then I go.
It's teamwork.
Then you go,
It's
then I
teamwork.
go.
She's pretty used to that from her major commute up in Lake of the Woods. The traffic up there is crazy. You probably, years and years of enduring the crazy traffic in northern Minnesota. It just trained you for these moments, didn't it, Alyssa?
Well, first of all, I'm not from Lake of the Woods.
Whatever. It's all north. Yeah.
It's 2 hours west of where I grew
really?
up. But yeah.
I didn't realize there were 2 towns up there. That's awesome.
Folsom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Lake of the Woods is beautiful.
Yeah.
You ever seen Willie the Walleye statue?
I've sat on it. Wait.
That's on Cab Togama.
Oh, Cab Togama. Yeah, what is that one?
I don't think he has a name. He's just the Cab Togama walleye.
Did I ever tell you my Roseau County Sheriff's story?
No.
My buddy drove a squad car down here, and I'm editing for details because someone could probably still get him in trouble. But I drove his car for him all weekend because he was down here for training. He had a car with like 130,000 miles, and every time we drove it, the whole steering wheel was shaking. He didn't know where I was going, so I'm driving the sheriff's car all around town. It was hilarious. And all doing my Cooter Roscoe P. Coltrane impersonation on the PA the whole time. My flames are down my car. It's more visual. Never mind. That's my only memory of Roseau. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Get to the funny part.
I'm trying. That's all I got for you.
All right, now back to the show. Do we know, is there any major construction happening that people need to be aware of if they're heading up north? I know a lot of times the MnDOT, they try and open as many lanes, even in construction zones, especially for the holiday.
I was just going to refer you to my friends at MnDOT because I do not know.
Yeah.
I will find out tomorrow on my way up north.
Oh, call in. Call into the show on your
I
way
could,
up north.
yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah, you should.
I'll be heading
Call.
up 35
What time are you heading up 35? You're already slipping in your accent. Getting ready.
in the afternoon.
Oh, that'd be a good. That'd be a good commute. So, is this now? I'm going to talk like this for the rest of the show. So now, is this your job? Now, when you talk about going down to Red Wing and whatnot, now is that your job? Are you paid by the state to do some of that as part of your tourism and whatnot?
I am not. I do that at my own will, and I love this state so much. I am a diehard Minnesota girl, and I mean, I woke up on a Saturday morning and I said I'm going to Red Wing.
I think that's just great. Did you stay down there, like at the St. James, or
I
you
didn't.
just commute down?
I just took a day trip.
Okay,
Yep.
a quick day trip. That's the beauty of Minnesota. You can get to most places just by driving around, and you can pretty much get to the state up and back in one day. So if you don't want to spend the money in a hotel, you can do that.
Minnesota is a very affordable, close to home destination.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
good morning for you
Are you
folks.
from Fargo?
No, I grew up in the ghetto in St. Paul, Highland Park.
You're listening to Lodge Talk with Chuck.
Well, the
It's
Fisher.
all things about Minnesota.
They're biting real good where it's real murky.
Dude, you bite real good. Bite.
Yeah. See, but if you talk to someone like Alyssa, who has an accent naturally, and you start talking like this, they kind of slip into it. They can't help it.
Have a beer, Chuck.
Yeah. Oh, Third Steep Brewing. Oh, that's local Minnesota beer. It's real good.
Do you know where the biggest fireworks will be this weekend? Any idea?
I don't know exactly where it's really hard to measure what is the largest in our state because we have a lot of festivals say that they're one of the biggest. So I think everybody is just as good. I mean, fireworks are awesome no matter where you go. So I do not know where the actual largest ones. I do know that Delano and Duluth have some pretty big displays. Duluth, I know, is synchronized. The whole thing is synchronized to music, and it plays on their local radio station, which is kind of cool.
That's the best. I like that.
Yeah.
And that Lake Superior is just like a giant ocean as far as
Oh,
the vista.
yeah.
The way it looks, it
Yeah.
feels like you've gone to the ocean. So that's cool. Duluth is only a short ways away.
Couple hours. Delano, I do know, has a big one.
Delano.
So for those folks that are not traveling out of the Twin Cities, that's a great option.
Do you guys do any tracking of mosquitoes? It's mosquito season.
I guess I could go home and count this weekend and see what they're like up in the
But
the North Woods. But you know what? We're good. We're tough. We're Minnesota tough. It wouldn't be a summer without a couple of skeeters.
Yeah. Well, the helicopter for Lakeville is right by the water tower, which is right by my house. And so I'll go over there sometimes and I'll watch those guys take off in those old-fashioned kind of Korean-era helicopters. And they take off and they fly so crazy. In fact, last year we had a little crash in Lake Marion with a mosquito helicopter.
Wow.
Oh, it was scary. Yeah. Not as scary as your helicopter crash, Mr. Gattenby.
Yes. I was in a crash years and years and years ago.
Yeah. Epic crash.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yikes indeed. Yikes indeed.
How many beers have you had, Chuck?
I'm high on life and freedom.
So what are you going to do for the 4th? You'll be on your parents' boat? You're going up north?
No, I'm gonna go hang out in Voyageurs National Park. It's 218,000 acres, so there's no shortage of things to do in Voyageurs. I'm going to probably go on a kayaking trip. I'm going to go out in a motorboat. I'm going to go camping. I might go roast some mallows.
Are you in a cabin? Are you camping? Or what are you doing?
Well, I grew up there, so I'll be staying with my parents. I do have a home when I go home. My parents do not camp for their home.
Where do they go?
They live indoors.
When you grow up in vacation country, where do your parents go for vacation?
My parents love to come down to the Twin Cities. A lot of people in the 218 area code, they vacation down here. They
218 pride.
Yeah.
Yo. That's
totally.
nice.
I'm a 218er.
Yeah, 218er. Yeah, and she lives in the city now. Look at her.
I'm a big city girl.
Do your parents ever go, oh, look at you, Miss Snotty Pants, Miss Big City Girl?
Where did you go to school? Did you always know you were going to get into marketing and PR?
I did, yeah. I kind of had a hunch. This is what I wanted to do. Just growing up in the business, I ultimately wanted to get it back into tourism. It took me a couple of years into my career to find this awesome job that I have right now. It's kind of, I'm doing PR, which I love, is what I went to school for, but I'm also doing tourism, which is one of my passions. I grew up in the industry, so.
I was chatting with the folks, man, it must have been last spring at Cole McVoy, and they did the Minnesota tourism commercials.
Yep, they still do.
And they were utilizing a lot of video that actual tourist people were doing.
Yep.
And you still encourage that. You're saying you will feature photos and such?
Well, right now, especially our social media campaign, like nearly 70% of it is user-generated. So that's why we're always pushing our campaign, #OnlyNMN, so much, is because we want people to get out there and share all the unique experiences so we can show that off on our social media channels. And we have amassed more than nearly 190,000 fans so far on all of our social media channels. And that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest.
For you, where's the favorite summertime place to go in Minnesota? What's your favorite summer?
I don't have a favorite. I love, that's what I can't, you might think I'm faking this, but I really am not. Everything in Minnesota is so diverse. I mean, the lay of the land here, it just kind of depends what you're in the mood for. If you're in the mood for a lake country getaway, I might head north.
Yes.
And north there's different variations of north when you go from the Twin Cities. You can head up to Brainerd, you can head up to the Walker area or the Lake of the Woods area or Voyagers or wherever. But I also love, like I said, I went to Red Wing. I love the Bluff Country area. There's just so much to see in this state.
For me, one of the secret gems is Winnebagosh, because it's so big that the resort that we go to up there, Bowen's Lodge, actually is on a peninsula. And the backside is on Cutfoot Sioux, so you can go water skiing and such. You don't have to worry about the giant ocean waves. And then there's a bunch of bays and great fishing. And then on the front of the resort, it sits on a cliff, and you're overlooking this big body of water where you can barely see the other side. So when the sun set, it looks like the sun setting on the ocean, and it's just
beautiful.
Yeah, and as opposed to the Brainerd area, which is great, but it's jam full with go-karts and it's kind of Wisconsin Dells in flavor when you're in the Brainerd Lakes area. But when you get up further north, don't go there because it's my secret place. Winnebagosh, Bowen's Lodge is just gorgeous. And it's one of those where you got to drive down a dirt road for 7 miles before you get to the resort. And it's surrounded by 90% of it is national forest.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's cool, though. You can go every which way and kind of get a different experience.
I love going out there on the boat, and because of so much of it is national forest, you're not seeing cabin. You're seeing trees, bald eagle, trees, bald eagle.
Body.
The wildlife is abundant in our state.
Yes, abundant wildlife. I was trying to throw in a body story.
What the hell?
That's where I dump a body. If I had to, if I killed someone, I go right to Lake Winnebagosh. Think how long it would take for someone to find that thing. You got to plan. You're a planner, Alyssa. What would you plan if you were going to put a body? No. Okay.
Time for a beer from 3rd Street.
Yes. I would transport that body in a blue and white cab because there's less evidence and they may never find that cab.
Oh, boy. Chuck, thanks for ruining the show. Alyssa, thanks for coming in. Piece of advice, then. Get busy.
Get busy exploring Minnesota. Go to exploreminnesota.com. Get out there. Share your experiences using #OnlyNMN. I want to see selfies this weekend.
So, again, the hashtag is #OnlyMN.
Only in MN.
Only in MN. There it is on your hat.
Yeah, and if you're lazy people, I just tweeted and put it on our page with the hashtag. You're welcome. So if you're lazy, you just go to our page and you'll see how to do that.
And the other thing is, okay, So you didn't make plans for 4th of July. You still got the rest of July, August, right on through Labor Day to get out there and explore Minnesota.
There's so
the party doesn't
much
end
fun.
this
It does
4th of
not
July
end.
weekend.
Doesn't end. And if you stay in the Twin Cities, that's fine too. There's
You
a
know
lot
what?
to do here.
Staycation, downtown Minneapolis.
You know
Love
what's
it.
great, too, is after this 4th of July weekend, and certainly toward the middle of the 4th of July, Lake Minnetonka starts to settle down. Right now, it's crazy
Oh, yeah.
boatnik.
Yeah.
Big Island is insane and all that stuff. It's like people who go out and go crazy on New Year's Eve. It's like, all right, we'll get all the crazies out of the way. Now let summer calm down, and that's when you can stretch out and really relax. Nice glasses, by the way,
Thank
Chuck.
you.
You'll have to take a... So he's got the red, white, and blue glasses that Alyssa gave you.
Yeah.
No, I get them back. Actually,
Oh,
I did not
no.
give them to you. I let you borrow them.
I will wipe them down
I
with a
plan on
sterile
wearing
wipe.
those this week.
Chuck Sweat. Ooh, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in again. We
Thank
definitely
you.
should get out on your houseboat up north. We should do a show from your parents.
Or Rainy
Yeah,
Lake
we
or
should.
Voyager
Yeah, we will
or
sponsor-
Northern Air houseboats.
No,
There's
we're
a
looking
lot of different houseboats.
We're looking for a deal.
Yeah.
Mr.
Ebel, which should be pronounced Abel. I'm just
Mr.
so
and
uncomfortable
Mrs.
with this.
Evil.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Well,
Yeah.
wait. We're going to see you tomorrow. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we got Patrick Ryan Bauer coming in. I just did a show with him on Saturday, and we made sure he had the right date in his calendar, so he will be here tomorrow.
All right.
So
We'll see him tomorrow then.
Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow, Rusty.
Take a nap, Chuck.
I will see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Thank you.
Happy 4th.